adaptation here. Speaking of Rounderful, SierraVice stepping up to the plate in the first match against Dragoi. As far as I'm aware, this matchup kinda, not great for Kai, basically, to put it lightly.
Well, I think Kai mid-screen would be able to do, but it's basically, I feel like Dragoi has to not let SierraVice just start the game whatsoever. You have to pretty much, like, from that neutral round start go, right, no, you're not starting your game off first, I'm starting my game off first.
Exactly.
Because outside of her super, like, I wouldn't say that she really has much in terms of, like, defensive tools and stuff like that. It's not normally one of the characters that you hear a lot about in terms of, oh man, she has such good defensive normals. Like, you always talk about Solid Chips, like, oh, free frame normals, man, what am I supposed to do? But you don't normally tend to hear that. Like, Ram's normals are very dedicated normals, very, like, hard reads, not sort of reactive or Mario. Yeah.
Purpose focus, for sure.
And just as we see here, Dragoi's already started his game plan straight off the bat, but SierraVice with the RC extended to the corner. This is probably going to be wall for wall now, breaking back. But Dragoi, 100 meters now, he's got a purple RC, gets the afro, round one.
Yeah, exactly as you said, this will definitely be a focus matchup with terms of like space control. If Kai's in the position here where he's pushed round to the corner, then it will be Ram's job, or so I say SierraVice's job to escape. He gets the throw though, and this is what he wants. He wants him in the corner.
RC to extension's going to take the corner for this. Going to get the pick up. Wall splat off the projectile. Goes for the H projectile, gets a tech off the wall. Back to neutral.
Very weird there, choosing not to break the wall and not get the positive tension. But he does keep the corner, which is really good in this matchup, because it can mean that Kai can start dominating with stuff like Sun Dipper.
So a very quick game one going to Dragoi.
That was rapid. That really was rapid.
Round start again. You see Dragoi already on a lot of round starts going for them sweeps. It has been paying dividends on counter hits, but he just needs to be careful now. SierraVice is waking up to that round start option. 6P, knockdown. Goes for the stagger pressure. Yeah.
6P again.
6P. Yeah, very purposeful with the choice of buttons that he's going for in this sort of neutral space where, oh yeah, could have gotten a burst from that. Did see the RC actually whiff on him, but
Dragoi doing a really good job of actually confirming 6P into direct threat. People will sit here and be like, that's pretty easy to do, especially on counter hit, but every now and then you can miss the input, and I mean, he's just got it every time. He would have got it there too.
Now with a counter hit with his own SierraVice starting up pressure now. Just outside of the explosion range of the sword, unfortunately loses both swords now. A bit of dire straits here coming in for SierraVice, and gets hit with the 5K.
Yeah, when Ram's got no swords, it really is like all hands on deck, trying to get out of any situation that you can. Double direct collector get the wall though. Nice Fuja arc, keeping the pressure.
Gets a plus frames since it's blocked in the air as well, managing to carry to the corner. Definitely in Dragoi's favor coming in now with that positive bonus. Gets a throw though.
Not really making the French touch pay off though, he has to collect the sword, nicely done. Very rapid stun dipper, trying to approach here, messes up the throw, gets a throw on his own from SierraVice.
2H carries towards the corner, gets a setup as well. 5D RC baits the burst.
Burst. Dragoi just coming right out of the gates here with some very, very strong momentum focused play. He's just not giving SierraVice any time to establish, well, anything, just nothing.
Demonstrating a lot of good options and always having the meter to back him up in those sort of situations. Like you just saw there, he's like, right, I'm going to do a 5D. It's the first time I've really demonstrated a 5D as an option in this match. And I've got the 50 meter to be able to either just to basically confirm the hit or the block and then just continue pressure off that. Gets a cross up, gets another direct let, gets a cross up again.
Just lets him dash over him. I'm very surprised we're not seeing 6Ps in this. 6P of his own from Dragoi. Wow, just run up 6H. What sauce? Gets the wall break. That's a lot of damage as well.
Yeah, already coming up close towards 50 meter. We're gonna see a slight combo. Oh, catches the backdash with those longer extended normals.
Super up. Heavy stun dipper. Fails to convert into stun dipper there off the counter hit far S. Nice RC flip forward. Pressure. Big jump S. Yeah, has to burst there. Jump heavy with zone. Dive there.
Chip's gonna be a factor now.
Absolutely, yeah. And speaking of which, there it is, mate.
Yeah, so Dragoi, like, already in the space of what you typically see in a round, we're already on 3-0 at the moment, so...
He is smashing it right now.
And there's that round stop, can't hit sweep again. Paying dividends.
Absolutely. And it's like, the thing is as well, I feel like SierraVice is very... this is looking bad. He's very afraid to challenge anything what Dragoi is doing. Diaclet being -11, not even attempting a RS punish or anything like that. But now he kind of has some momentum here. Stun dipper, Fuja up whips. Big jump heavy. RS whips. Diaclet. Nice. This is what he needs to be doing. Oh, gets the counter hit and Fuja up takes it. You can see like some glimpse of like really good shutout play from SierraVice, just controlling the mid-range and stuff like jump heavy and far S. But when Dragoi has the momentum like this, it's just very hard for him to get started. He's just not taking the right beats. Here we go, 6P level start it off. A DP from Dragoi. Get the Fuja arc. He might even get the wall splat here. Yep, he'll wait.
Yeah, it's kind of struggling against the sort of mental, like you've seen SierraVice finally getting those options started, like you get them counter hit 6Ps, but it feels like Dragoi is just not really being affected by any of the options that SierraVice is really putting on top of him. Like, you've seen him more than happily be like, I'm willing to throw a DP in this situation. Because he hasn't been able to demonstrate that he's been able to block and severely punish these DPs at the moment.
And not even just that, he's very willing to just like continue with the same block string endo, which might not seem like a big deal, but he has to start challenging his direct effects on block. Wow, that's counter hit speed. This is a big deal. Oh, mess up the combo though, but he will get the corner here, SierraVice. Counter hit sweep.
There we go, yeah. We saw him try to do a stun dipper out of the corner before on a sword setup, and a good recognition to throw out a sweep on the challenge. Gets a full charge, does. It's going to be another round.
Yeah. Fully charged dust doing a lot of damage in this game as well.
Yeah.
Nice 6P here again. Plus frames of the Fuja arc due to stun. See this movement here, he's not even attempt. Wow, what a confirm!
If that actually was a confirm and not just like, I'm just gonna buffer it in regard, like, that was godlike.
Dragoi just making him look a bit silly here. He's kind of just making him whiff. Right there, this is rough. SierraVice has to show some dominance here. He's got to be the alpha.
He basically just has this hill to climb from this point now. He has to. Oh.
It was going to be tough. It was going to be tough. One fireball like that was going to seal the deal. 5-0 by the way. 5-0. We're on the verge of a shutout. Nice 6P again.
Takes the plus frames, continues to push towards the corner. Dives in, gets a trade. Back out into mid screen now. Bit of a scramble. Yeah, gets a
nice
punish.
Late RC to throw. I like that.
Gold burst. Let's see what SierraVice can do with 100 meter now. Just force his way in.
Uses the sword, picks it up. Nice block string. We'll get some frame traps here with the swords. Good defense here by Dragoi, but eats a throw. Eats another throw. He can afford these.
Oh, whiffs a burst. Doesn't go for a super though. Yeah, probably would have been a kill as well, because you had both swords available, right? Oh, it's a full charge dust. Unfortunate there for SierraVice.
Yeah, he had something going there.
Like, Dragoi was definitely willing to just sit back and block and definitely ate a couple of throws, which definitely brought the round back in SierraVice's favor since there was 100-meter on deck. He had all the options available to him, but just managing to fall short.
And then, as we've seen the whole set, Dragoi just really just punishing SierraVice in the corner, just completely reducing his options. But he air dashes up. He will get some pressure here. Nice wrecker. 6H. Sword. Frame trapping off the explosion. Unlucky on the punish. Oh, the bait!
First as well.
That's a 6-0. That is 6-0. I don't even think we've even seen SierraVice get around yet. I'm going to be real with you. I don't think I've seen it.
No, I'm pretty sure. Have we seen?
Might be
Let me know. We have seen a round. Surely not. Surely we've seen a round.
I can't remember. I cannot remember seeing that.
Oh, but you know what's the 10-0 matchup? It looks like the server. I'm not
Oh,
too
it's
sure
a server.
I think the 10-0 matchup. If there's any, man, you must feel terrible. Like 6-0, and then the server's just like, nah, you're not seeing that 7th game.
Yeah,
oh, they're playing, but Damascus got bodied. Oh no, no, oh man, Arxis, please, Arxis, please.
Well, it looks like just judging on the life bars that SierraVice is still in a bit of trouble here.
Nah, SierraVice is bringing it back. He's gonna get around, and then I'm gonna feel.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
But yeah, that last game was the first time that I think we actually saw SierraVice with a super reversal option as well, right?
Yeah. Well, this is what I was saying. Like, Ram's got impeccable punish options from her area of the screen that she dominates, like far S, far heavy. What I was saying about before is I was very surprised at the continued use of Direct as a block string ender, because it being -11. And Ram's far S being 11 frame startup, in theory means that you can get a punish, at the very least, forcing Dragoi to not press buttons or any movement options after that's blocked. So I just think that he's not really dominating the mid-screen like he should be with the character.
Yeah.
Because I think in terms of the buttons, they're very similar application, but Rams are just better in almost every way.
Yeah, the only thing that I've really been able to note that feels like obviously a study of the matchup is just being able to press an anti-air button when he's wanting to go for the the continued block string, like when he has shock state and he wants to try and get those plus frames off that extended block string pressure and going for 5p, 6p options and stuff like that. But outside of that, it really didn't feel like we were seeing some real big examples of matchup knowledge with, what you said, with understanding certain elements of frame data and stuff, like being able to say, right, -11, I'm going to press this option to cover for him, if he decides to be cheeky to extend this, or like, I know he's minus such and such, I have 50 meter, I'm going to use blue RC to extend that minus frames further and go for larger punishes and stuff, things like that. But 7-0.
7-0. I don't think we saw a single round get won, by the way. Not a single round. I don't remember. I'm just being honest with you. I think he got his back blown out.
But obviously, it's crazy to me because as well, one of the big things that we were talking about at the start of the launch of the game is that Sol is number 1, Ram is number 2, and a lot of people I think would actually say that Kai is mid, like he's mid at best. I don't think there would be many people that would argue that Kai is like upper, but Kai is definitely one of those characters that demonstrates the skill set of a player rather than the character itself, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And you do see that a lot with Dragoi. Like Dragoi definitely has the right. He definitely took Sierra's sort of defensive tendencies, like I said, not using a lot of FD, not challenging on a lot of minor situations at the end of block string pressures, and then just rolled with it. So Dragoi is definitely, like, as a player, he's definitely demonstrating Kai amazingly well as a player. So really good performance there from Dragoi.
No, like, so in my opinion, in this game, I don't think Kai is that good. But I might just be speaking as from my experience in the matchup as a Soul player, right? Because a lot of things are punishable. It took me a while to get it as well, but over time, you kind of get to see that Kai, his block string enders in particular, is really where he struggles in this, and that's why in the whole set, I was surprised we didn't even get to see 6k frame traps, because really that's where you want to go. You want to be like, right, I'm going to start using 6k here to extend pressure.
So I saw a question in the chat asking, how do I qualify for this tournament for next time, guys? And that's a really good question. One of the ways which you can qualify is Gears of War, which is every Wednesday. That's over at C4IQ's Twitch channel there. And you also have Strive of the Wild, which is hosted by our good friend Ankorol, and that's every Saturday. So yeah, you can see Gears of War with C4IQ's tournament now on PC on Wednesday, and Strive of the Wild on Saturday over at twitch.tv/Ankorol as well. So that's how you qualify. That's how two of our players here managed to qualify for this Sunday's Wanted. So if you yourself want to end up participating in Wanted, those are the places which you need to check out. And what's in it for you guys if you go to Wanted? Well, you've got that fat Matcherino money, of course. You get to have an opportunity to rob Nippy of his fridge. You just get to take it straight out of his fridge. Take all those nice milk teas or whatever. You can see already, we're already on $15. And we've got 30 out of 50 codes remaining. There has been a rework at Matcherino, so there's no longer... You don't need to put in like a special code or anything like that anymore. You can see like on the right where there's a contribute button. Down below that, there should be a blue claim code button. You've got loads of different ways of logging in. You can log in with like your Battle.net account. Just get logged in on all your different accounts and contribute all those codes to get that match pot up, so that, of course, whoever wins this week's Wanted can hashtag fill the fridge. So, yeah, excellent question, whoever that was in the chat.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Absolutely.
And thanks for everybody who's contributed so far.
The song's a banger, by the way. Yakuza Zero. Yakuza
like,
Zero. If you know, you know.
Yeah. Like, every time I tune into the Masters to stream, every time Wanted starts, whenever I have the time off, you know. Yeah. And I feel like torn, because like Guilty Gear has always been like a really big thing for its OST for me personally. Like, I love Guilty Gear's OST, so it upsets me that he doesn't have it on by default. But at the same time, the music that he does have on in his stream, I'm just like, I'm so annoyed. But yes, this is a banger.
It's good.
So, so yeah. Anyway, match number 2. Let's talk a little bit about match number 2. Wolfman versus Anbi. Eno versus Sol. Now, I have commentated on this before, saying that this for Eno is absolute hell. It's just absolute hell.
Well, the problem that I find with the matchup, right, just speaking from experience, is that all of Eno's big buttons, like the ones that she controls neutral with, like crouch heavy, crouch slash, stuff like that, they're all slower than Far S. And Far S for Sol is +2. So it means that instantly that he's got this button, it's faster than your buttons. It's also plus on block, right? You have no reversal, and what's it, 5 frame jab, right? Do the maths.
Yeah.
You do the maths.
Do the math. And the big thing that I commentated about before when, I think, what was it? It was Ken Deep was playing. And the big thing with Eno in general is that she has to have gaps in her strings if she wants to sort of create mix-ups. What does Sol love more than anything? Gaps in people's strings. Because he has Dragonicus, and he has the fastest button in the game.
Yeah.
So he just loves people wanting to be cheeky by creating these artificial gaps in people's strings for him to Dragonicus, as he put it, and also just pressing that 5k.
Right in between the cheeks, mate.
Yeah,
right in between the cheeks.
Yeah, so, but, of course, it all comes down, in terms of Eno, it all comes down to conditioning.
Yes.
Now, Anbi is I would say he's probably one of the more calculated Sol players. He's very meticulous. He's probably not one that I would associate with throwing caution to the wind more so than like Niffy is great, don't get me wrong. he does throw caution to the wind, whilst Anbi, I definitely would say he's more meticulous, as I said before. So it'd be really interesting to see if he falls under that conditioning differently to that I would expect from your Unga Bunga Soul player, if you will. But saying that, we've seen some Unga Bunga buttons already.
Just immediately far S because he knows, isn't it? But Stroke the Big Tree is going to be big in this matchup. You have to use it well. Otherwise, Soul will just dominate you with plus on block buttons like right here. And he'll get you to the corner and you just can't do it. Using a yellow RC though to get some sort of space here, but loses it immediately. Nice Stroke the Big Tree, doesn't bake first.
But you're also plus on a YRC as well, so it does give you some options in terms of, right, I have an opportunity to create, like, either play a mind game with the Soul player to see what options he does on a YRC, or start my mix-up.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually think that in this matchup in particular, yellow RC is pretty much as important or more important than a super reversal, because it's like her supers aren't exactly great for reversals other than the grab, and the grab can easily get beaten outright. But yellow RC, if you use it well, you can completely change the flow of the match because you'll get your plus frames again. And what does Eno love? Plus frames.
Yeah. And I think there's more to learn from doing YRCs in terms of like understanding your opponent as well, right?
The tendencies, for sure.
Yeah.
Nice 6P here.
Oh, Psycho Crusher RC tries to bait a burst.
Chemical Love over and over. Nicely done here from Wolfman, evening up the score. Crouch Heavy. You'll see that a lot as well. I think Crouch Heavy is really good in this matchup to try and stop Far S from coming out in the first place due to his accuracy.
Yeah, and also it's quite disjointed from Eno as well. Like it does cover, it's really good at covering sort of like that round start space if the opponent tries to push a button into that space.
Absolutely. Nice dive.
And there's that godlike 5k, yeah, you're gonna see it. RC. Doesn't quick RC to get that overhead, but yeah, continues pressure regardless.
Escapes though. Might lose tension here, but at 0, I mean, it doesn't even matter, does it? At least he's out the corner, but gets back into the corner. Nice punish with the 6S, and neat throw. That was big. That Bandit Revolver situation as well for Eno is just no good, because Soul's right there next to you, regardless of where Revolver is hit. He's just going to run up because he's plus 1 million. And he's just going to either close slash you, blow you, or just throw you.
Yeah, if you don't have meter on the table, the amount of options that you have reduce dramatically. Like, do you risk it on a backdash as soon as you come out of plus frames? It's hard to say. Like, you don't want to eat a 6H because then you're just straight back into that situation again.
You're probably dead as well, to be honest with you. 6H counted there, mate.
But even if it just like clubs the recovery of a backdash, it just knocks you down to the ground, so you're just back into pressure again.
That's a good 60 though. Nice little hover dash. Hover dash as well is also pretty good, but the problem is right there, fast slash, is that he'll just go for the fast slash and it will spark the hover dash even before it comes out. And I think that's still a counter hit, isn't it?
Yeah, well, the only thing that you can really do against Soul is like, if he kind of doesn't have as much strength fast enough, like directly above his head. Like he would have to commit to something much more heavier, like he would have to do 2H. Or, like if you're dropping down with a button, of course you'd have to commit to 6P, but like I said, because there, in that kind of space, like you said, bar S, 5K, like we just saw right there, is it's a lot easier for a Soul to press a button in them situations, as opposed to if you're directly floating above his head, sort of his blind spot right above him.
Yeah.
But even then, how do you convert on those sort of spaces? Again, you'd need to have meter to sort of do drift down RC in order to catch even further. But yeah, like what you said, it's rough. And that
right, gets a throw. Oh, just wake up 5K. So like, he's not really being this cautious, is he, Anbi? He's not really afraid of what Wolfman is going to be doing on his wake up. He's been able to successfully press 5K, successfully do DP. I'm pretty sure I've even seen Wake Up Bar wrestling. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
And there we go. Like I said, 5K. There's a gap in the string. He tried to do a cheeky jump K into jump D, and Anbi he just sniffed out. He's just like, I'm just gonna press 5K.
Yeah,
And look where it's gotten him. He's managed to go from corner to corner.
And a revolver. That is a weird choice. And Psycho Crusher won't take the round though. Nice throw though from
Empty to throw.
Those are the types of risks that you're going to have to take as a Ninja player. Just jump, just dash forward, throw. And it sucks because, you know, you can eat a ton of damage if they make the read, but, you know, that's just kind of the situation you're in as a Ninja player. Nice throw. Wake up 5k, 0k. Nice.
Gets a reversal super, gets a knockdown, left, right, again just goes for that 5k option.
Wake up 5k. Wolfman's going to have to start scouting this out and just doing, like, not necessarily, like, I guess kind of safe jump pressure type thing. So like off a knockdown, like falling K into like jump dust or like low confirms.
Well, we saw jump K, jump D before, and again 5k in between the string.
That's true.
Really the only option that you really have to try and condition Anbi not wanting to press a button is if you have 50 meter so that you can special super cancel into Megalvania. Because if he presses a button and he goes straight into super, then yeah, that's a big blow up. That's about as good as a blow up that you could possibly get for Eno. You know, that's really what you want to try and be getting out of this matchup. But that 50 meter is important. Like, you use it to like make yourself safe on whiffs. You're wanting it to try and extend pressure. You're using it for yellow roaming cancels to push Soul off you. So there's not a lot of opportunities that you're actually going to be seeing Wolfman with 50 meter saving it for a Megalovania situation. There you go, Steve, just RC. 5K. And again, the 5k in between jump K, jump D. It's super tricky.
Yeah, for sure.
And here we go with an RC extension. Gonna break the wall now. That's gonna put Anbi into positive bonus.
Oh, 6H. Conversion of Psycho Crusher.
Nope, holds on to it. Two H, yeah.
Fortissimo's not doing it that time, mate. Scouted it out.
Yeah.
Handled it very well as well. Just immediately crouch heavy to stop the plus players from happening. Good stuff there from that. Stroke the big tree. Stroke the tree again. Can't press buttons. Oh, gets the low. Yeah, force the burst.
Can't hit. Yeah. Carrying him towards the corner. Interrupting. Goes for overhead extension. Gets a throw reset. Wake up 5k again. How many is that? That has to be like double digits now, surely.
He has pretty much done it every time, mate. Every single time. He's gonna... I'm telling you, he needs to start just doing... If this is the case, right, I would just do just 5k and then do the boxing on. Because then, at least then you'll have to change the reversal to mash and dragon. Because he hasn't even mashed dragon yet. Force him to mash dragon. Nice conversion, that's almost half health. Gets the corner as well, nice stroke for victory, chemical up.
Catches the back dash.
5k again, 0k. Nice stroke for victory, we'll get a conversion. Nice, that's what I'm talking about, crouch slash. Nice dive kick, stroke for victory again. Yep, he's gonna eat this. And the corner as well, stroke for victory.
See, that was nice. Being quite patient there, beating out the 5k just on a bar rate, just to then do 2S like what you were saying before, just outpoke him to go then into stroke the big tree.
Absolutely.
That ties it up 2-2.
Yeah, Wolfman done a really good job of adapting here to just the continued, pretty much reversal of 5k, just wake up 5k. He really has turned it around, and I think from this match onward, we're going to start seeing Anbi maybe being a bit more cautious and using some different reversal options for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna... Anbi's now going to be going from level 1 now to level 2 in terms of the mind games in order to try and catch Wolfman off guard. It's like, okay, you've adapted to me now just pressing 5k Abare at the end of block strings and as a wake-up option now. Now you're going to be trying to do 2S to try and bait out these options at the end of block strings, and I'm just going to jump out of these options now.
Yeah,
I'm just going to jump out of these options, IED on top of you with jump H, and I'm just going to start taking your lunch money.
Yeah, pretty much. Nice burst bait.
Oh, burst bait. Going to carry towards the corner. Oh, tries to go for a charged option, but...
Yeah. Oh, Forest, the god. That should be a hard knockdown as well, yep. Decent safe shot there by Anbi. Keeping the pressure, shows the big tree underneath them. Psycho Crusher into RC. Nice, gets the high. Meaty note. Yep, yellow RC resulting from Anbi.
I don't want to deal with that. Runs onto the note, only just managing to avoid it, but... Nah, mine's better, mate. Mine's better.
Yeah, literally, that's a declaration of, yeah, stroke the victory is better, yeah. Speaking of which, another stroke of victory. Fares himself. Another 6p, excellent work. Wolfman scouting out that Anbi is now using Fares. No. And the command grab!
There we go, nice option there. We're seeing a lot more, like what you said before, we're getting these sort of true strings down, not a lot of gaps, having setups where we can properly throw down the note in order to properly lock it down. And that's the first time seeing that command grab option. And that's only really been able because of those true strings that we've been seeing with the meaty note on top of them.
Exactly.
Yeah, and now, I'm pretty sure, like, that's Wolfman's taking the lead now, right?
He has taken the lead now, yeah. Completely just locking down Anbi, grounded, mate. No lunch money, no allowance, nothing.
Because now you're going to have to see with these meaty note lockdowns, actually Anbi relying on his blocking intuition as opposed to being able to rely on some of that frame data that Sol has behind him. Gets another burst bait. Doesn't get a huge punish, gets a throw, but he does keep the corner position and he's going to get a wall splat as well.
As well, the hard knockdown.
Takes those plus frames, here we go. Out a hit.
I bet you was mashing 5k. I bet you was mashing 5k. Count it. Nice Psycho Crusher.
Tries
Nice
to go for a
there.
cheeky extension. Yeah, gets a 5k for his trouble. And there's that
again.
cheeky extension again. Don't try that. Get out of here. Got hit 2
Nice
page.
stroke victory. Stroke victory again.
Just jumps out.
You got to take those risks as against Eno. You know, you don't want to be locked in the corner because then, you know, this is pretty much endless. Chemical love and stuff like that. Nice, goes underneath stroke victory.
Offensive burst, trying to keep Anbi in the corner, but back out into mid-screen now. $100 spends 50, yeah. And another 50.
Nice throw. Last frames. Wolfman being pretty patient as well. When he's been in the situation where he has blocked close slash, I've not really seen many counter hits from the delay strings that Anbi's been doing. So maybe we'll start seeing some mix-ups off the close slash. You know, maybe close slash throw, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Nice combo. This is the super. I think that was a super
yeah.
there. Nice punish. Oh, it makes the burst!
7 golden letters. Ties it back up 3-3 off that perfect as well.
Oh no. That was a massive call out. That is funny. Good stuff there from Anbi.
Yeah.
Literally half screen burst bait. Is this Axel? I thought Soul was on the screen. Like.
But just like that, it's like Wolfman finally manages to take the lead, and now the metal stack is just gonna snap straight back in now. And look at this again, that 5k option just going straight in Abare off that string.
And just such a massive conversion as well. That should be a hard knockdown there. Well done. OTG. And then Gunflame, Purple RC. That'll do it.
Oh, wow.
Just excellent use of meter there, and just overall just great control of space. Nice. Stroke the victory.
Empty low. Burst on the side of Anbi. Calls out with the 6H as well.
Fast again. Stan Kane. Locking Ino in. We'll get counter hit. Starter here. Ringer. Meaty setup off of the Fafnir. Gets the close slash and the wall break. Excellent.
Wolfman with 50 meter. Let's see how he uses it. Oh, gets 5K'd.
See, now that's a messed up situation there because he has blocked the bringer. He should be able to throw there, but for whatever reason, he needs the 5K. 3 frames, mate. God.
He needs it, obviously.
Obviously.
Jammer's sent me a picture the other day that I should always keep on me, just for whenever I'm on camera. Just in case. You guys should know what picture it is. It's that stupid soul meme of him doing far ass. But yeah, really good.
Sorry, really good.
Yeah, just really good matches so far. Like, it's really close set. I'm really impressed. Like, we were both talking about how this is absolutely hell, but and whilst I would still say Wolfman is still struggling against a lot of Anbi's options, he's still definitely showing that, I have stuff to show you here. He's definitely kept this a tight set. He's done really good on that adaptation. It just seems that in terms of like the longer set so far, he's still somewhat on the back foot. So hopefully, this is the start of it, hopefully.
Nice bait on the yellow RC. Yellow RC of his own. Will continue the plus frames. Let Soul jump out. Confirm with the into Revolver even, and takes it around. That was close. 6-8 twist. Nice counter hit star. That'll do. Instroke victory. Chemical Love gets the corner. Stroke victory again. Just dominating in the corner here. Excellent stuff.
Yeah, Wolfman sat on a lot of health right now. I don't think we're going to see a burst on the side of Anbi, but we did see a bait though.
Yeah, we did, and then the Chemical Love there as well. Anbi was right not to burst there. The deficit was too much.
I mean, we have seen it happen before, but statistically, it would probably be unwise to probably do so. But
yeah. I mean, he used the burst really well there from the crouch heavy slash start. That would have been a lot of damage. RS, nice 6P there. Beating the dash. Psycho Crusher.
And the side swap to the corner, yeah. Low profile, nice.
Slash. That will spark that, nice. Should be able to get the corner here with Revolver.
Does a little shimmy, goes into pressure. And look at that risk gauge, yep, bursts out. Doesn't want to get absolutely blown up from the large risk build-up that we had from Anbi in the corner there.
Absolutely. Bringer, whiffs, 5K, keeps the pressure going. Nice 6P from Wolfman. Fast slash, close slash into throw.
Does an OTG? I thought he'd be able to kill with an OTG there, but just goes
I think he could have killed from an OTG, but more comfortable with the throw, I guess. He had the read.
Yeah,
Anbi now with quite a lot, well, beginning to create a bit of a large deficit for Wolfman in terms of wins.
Yeah, we actually did manage to see, like, we've now got an actual gap in terms of the score now, yeah. So just making that deficit even larger now with more games to sort of close the distance on. Wolfman's gonna have to try and readjust here. We have been seeing it, but like I said before, we're seeing Anbi now going on to sort of like take stage 2 of his game plan. We're seeing a lot more sort of active jumps on Anbi's side. But we've still not really seen Anbi throw a lot of DPs. Commentators curse, there's one right there.
Literally one there, yeah. Good use DP though. He's been using them very sparingly, and he's pretty much, literally, it's worked out every time. So, well done from Anbi using DPs, pretty well. Nice triple victory. With punishes with Chemical Love. Nice 5K. Inversion. Oh, counter hit star! That's bad news. Yep. Counter hit, close slash, that's never good. Never good.
And start 6H gets a counter hit, and resets into a throw. Empty low. Throws the meaty note on top of him. And again tries to get a cheeky extension. 5K stuffs it out. RC to get the wall break, yeah. Get that positive
massive
bonus.
Deficit there. Look at that. Look at the damage there.
Wolfman has to be careful on how he decides to use his burst here, because if Anbi manages to get 50 meter before the burst happens, we're going to see an RC burst. Oh, yep, there we go from Wolfman there. Nice.
Combo. He should be able to get... Oh, doesn't get the wall break. Nice burst from Anbi. Bring it back to mid-screen. Stroke to mid-screen. Doesn't get the end of that.
Oh, probably would have worked if he got the fast RC cancel.
Yeah, I think so. Anbi just about taking his 6th win here from that jump back on the throw there. Good read. He got it.
You see it.
Oh yeah, that. I see it. Classic.
That's the matchup. That's the matchup right now.
Yeah. So like,
yeah.
So like in that situation there, rather than jumping back, I think with the read that he already had, knowing that the throw was coming, I think a backdash would have worked wonders there. I think it definitely would have taken a lot more health in that situation. You got to be confident in this game in regards to throws. You have to know, rather than jumping back, to just like backdash and get the full punish.
Yeah, jumping back is probably, well, it makes it a lot easier for the person on the defending side to sort of like, in terms of selection, you know, you just press up back for a fuzzy, and it doesn't give you a lot in terms of being able to stop that option, right? It gets you out of the situation, but it doesn't really stop the opponent from thinking, right, I'm going to do it again.
Yeah,
whilst
it's hard.
A backdash is a lot more committal, like you have to commit to pressing the dash button if you have it, or just inputting it in on the stick. And then you get a lot more of a bigger punish for it. So it's sort of in the spur of the moment, that calculating that risk reward.
Yeah, absolutely. Unlucky on the combo there from Anbi. Gets the throw punish, Wolfman. It should break the wall, yeah, well done.
And already has 50 meter and is gonna build up to 100 now.
Nice delay streak from Anbi. Stroke the victory. Base the DP, gold burst. This is going to be rough here for Wolfman.
Yep,
version of the
100
PRC,
meter.
nice.
I'm surprised he didn't spend another 50 meter to try and convert that even further.
Yeah.
Could have possibly gotten even more off that. And look where he is now. Got burst baited, gets put into the corner, gets punished with the far S. Anbi with the RC confirm. Is he going to go into the corner off this? Oh, almost kills with the 6-8.
Magic pixel here. Oh, and then just
and
Voltex, no fear. Yeah. Nice. No fear with the Voltex. And then anti-exit with it. Nicely done from Anbi, taking that 7-3.
7-3, yeah. Very close beginning there. Of course, Anbi starting off strong on them first couple of matches, but yeah, commiserations to Wolfman. Like, considering like what we said at the beginning, you know, a lot of 5Ks, not even DPs, like you were talking about before, is like Dragonicas, we were just saying that's going to be so prominent in the match.
Yeah.
Every single one of them worked, and I don't think we saw more than like 4 or 5 in terms of like a reversal DP, right? So, yeah, but Wolfman definitely demonstrated a lot of good things there, and it's tough. It's tough. So, yeah, commiserations to Wolfman. And with that, like, both of our qualifiers from Gears of War and Strive of the Wild are out. We're now left with Dragoi and Anbi, who are, of course, recommended to participate in the bracket. And it's easy to see why. Like, both of these players, like, just demonstrating such good fundamentals and really good, not even specifically, like, demonstrating their characters fantastically well, but just them as players being so versatile in execution and just character to character interaction, just going like, okay, you as a player are always wanting to do this, and I'm going to stop you like 95% of the time. And those 95% of the time, I'm getting the best damage I can from it. There's not a lot of situations that we saw from both Dragoi and Anbi where they were leaving damage on the table. They did really, the meter usage was fantastic, their damage conversion was fantastic, and yeah, really good performances from both of them.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like you said, both players really good at sniping the other player's tendencies, and it's very crippling as a player when those tendencies do get sniped, because then it's like, oh, I haven't got this to fall back on. I've lost this option. I now have to change my game plan completely. And in the heat of the match, it can be very, very hard to make those snap decisions, you know? I mean, it's very easy for us to sit here and be like, oh, well, you know, he needs to start closing his frame traps a bit more because he's just mashing 5k and beating out. But as a player, you're kind of like, well, eventually he's going to have to stop doing reversal 5k, because what if I do this, you know?
Because but those things are like ingrained in you as a player, right? Like, it's all very well like us as commentators and everybody watching saying, oh, he should just do this, but it's not easy to sort of get out. Like, they're not bad habits. Some of these are like very successful for a lot of other matchups, but just in these sort of things that we're seeing, you know, it's very hard to do. But if you yourself want to try and demonstrate your tendencies as a player, these are the places that you can go and do it at. You can do it at Gears of War over at C4IQ's Twitch channel, and of course Strive of the Wild over at twitch.tv/Ekerol. So yeah, you can also see Gears of War, twitch.tv/IamC4IQ. Gears of War every Wednesday at 7 o'clock British Standard Time, and of course you can see that every Saturday over on twitch.tv/Ekerol. You can also check out their Discords as well. Yeah, definitely be sure to do that. Sign up to their Discords, get yourselves involved, and you yourself could also be participating at Wanted to try and show us what you're made of. And what's in it for you? Tell me, Tenrai, why should they participate in Wanted? What's in it for them? You tell me. You tell me.
Speaking as a player, I would say definitely get the opportunity to smash your opponent live on Twitch TV. That's what I like. That's what I'm all about. But also this sweet Matcherino dough here, which you yourself can contribute to if you like. Just follow that little link on the top right that says contribute, and just put in any amount that you like. All is helpful and is great to support the players and the tournament. And yeah, it's just that's what I'm all about. Just smashing the opponent and winning some sweet Matcherino dough.
And you can also see on the side that underneath contribute, we've actually got some codes still left. We've got 23 codes remaining. Each code adds $50, 50 cents, not $50, what am I on about? 50 cents to the prize pool. As you can see at the moment, we're at $18.63. So if you want to make sure that whoever wins Wanted this week gets to hashtag fill their fridges, be sure to check out, put in exclamation mark Matcherino into the chat. You get yourself the link over to the Matcherino. Be sure to log in and use those contribution codes, guys.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you for everybody who's contributed so far. Excellent stuff. Okay, so the semis going into the final match. So
classic matchup, mate. Sol versus Kai.
Sol versus Kai, yeah. But it's got a new spin on it, of course, coming into Guilty Gear Strive. So it'll be really interesting to see with the new mechanics who comes out on top in this kind of thing. you tell him, Majima.
Majima's the goat.
These transitions are the goat. These transitions are the goat.
Right. So,
yeah,
in my opinion, this matchup sucks. Kai. Just straight up sucks.
Straight up sucks.
Straight up sucks. This could be his worst matchup in the game. Wow. Everything is punishable by 6-7. You're going to see Kai basically do great whip punishment. Dragoi is going to need to be very confident, pressing the right buttons like you saw there. A certain dominance, going for lots of 6k frame traps, and just not letting Anbi get any mileage from anything, like you saw there with the air dash and 6p.
I think it's quite interesting because Dragoi and Anbi, I think, actually have a lot of similarities in terms of like their mentality in their game plan. With, again, as I was talking about Anbi being very meticulous, being very purposeful in the buttons that they're pressing, and so far it's worked out really well for Dragoi at the round start.
Yeah.
Tying it up now, Dragoi still has bursts on the table, so even if this does turn a little bit sour, he has an opportunity to come back, and there's that Scum Dipper.
Nicely done. Yeah, Dragoi's going to have to take massive risks, like you saw there, as round enders with the stun dippers and stuff like that. Just so, you know, Anbi knows that approach will be difficult, because otherwise he'll just match 5 far S even, and just be comfortable doing that. Gets the punish of stun dipper. Nice backdash from Dragoi.
And you're seeing a bit of respect there on Anbi as well. Like when we have sort of those full screen spaces, you're seeing a lot of micro stops in his dashes, like you just saw there. You're seeing him a lot of start pauses in his movement to sort of call out some of these options from Dragoi. And you saw that resulted in him whipping a DP. And now we've sort of seen this little close range interaction. RC baits the burst.
Bait. That was a fun little interaction. I don't know if you guys saw that, but both players repeatedly trying to bait bursts off of RC conversions. And yeah, Dragoi was the one that came out on top. That was sick. That was sick. It's just small things like that that really make this matchup fun. Because otherwise, we're just gonna see Soul just punish everything on block and just have his way with Kai.
Yeah, and this is sort of like what differentiates players from like the medium tier of Guilty Gear players to definitely the more advanced users of Guilty Gear. Like it's very easy enough to like want to burst off every counter hit or every like block string starter that you don't really want to initiate in. But at this sort of level that we're seeing now, we're seeing a lot more of these micro interactions where bursts are more based on player tendencies rather than the incoming damage, right?
Yeah, for sure. Excellent wall break there. Dragoi pretty much working on a perfect here. And using, what I will say as well, he's using Dioclet really well, because usually it's punishable with 6H from Soul, but he's doing it at ranges where even if Soul blocks it, you cannot punish, he just gets a turn back, and he's just doing really well doing that. RS starts pressure again, but no fear, misses the punish. You'll see that a lot. Every time you'll see Dioclet, possible back S5, you will see Anbi either try to steal a turn by running forward, or he'll straight up punish it. Oh, misses the Voltex off of the far heavy. Gets the punish finally, first one of the match.
Unfortunately, doesn't. Yeah, has to get an OTG off the 6S in order to convert. Gets a throw in the corner as well.
Nice, evening up.
Round start sweep again. We were seeing it in the last set that Dragoi was in as well. That button round start seems to be doing. It seems to be Dragoi's go-to.
Yeah, sure. Oh, tries to
and
make the burst with Dragoi again.
Yeah. So in that interaction hasn't worked out for him, and look where it's gotten him, in the corner with a projectile meat he set up on top of him.
Nice XP there from Anbi. Gold burst here from Dragoi. He'll get a lot of opportunities now to press here. Punishes
the YRC. This is going to do damage. He's going to go into super as well.
Oh, he's not dead! Magic pixel.
Chips a factor now. Oh, and he tried to go for that stun dipper to try and chip him out as well if he blocked it. Backdashes into 2P.
Yeah, I don't blame him for trying that. Anbi had no bar for an extended combo there if he did punish the stun dipper, which he did. And it just shows right now how confident Dragoi is in his decision making. He knows that even if he does get punished for this mistake, that he is still in the driver's seat. He's very confident on his wake up as to what options he should be pressing.
He has positive bonus, so he, like you said, he's not got 50 meter to extend, and the amount of damage that he's getting, it has been reduced due to positive bonus. So he's just like, okay.
Doesn't get converted far heavy.
A lot of counter hits coming in now. Extended pressure catches the backdash.
What a combo!
Is that a kill? Not quite close.
Stun dipper. Oh no, just nice block on the dust there.
Tries to chase the backdash for the throw, doesn't work out for him, gets beaten out.
Good old fire saving the day. Round 2, 6 heavy start, gets the post slash, gets plus frames.
Wake up reversal. Offensive burst from Anbi, trying to keep Dragoi in the corner, wants to keep this rolling forward.
Dragoi reverses his own. 6S counter hit, should be able to, oh, misses the combo, but does get the corner. Nice 6 of his own from Dragoi. Immediately stand K, will get pressure here, another 5K direct left. That was a sick dust. He should get the wall break here. Yeah.
Both players pretty much on the same meter, but Dragoi with the positive bonus as well works out in his favor.
And just going hand with the stun difference, because he knows that if he does get blocked, he has the pressure opportunity with the RC. RS, just do it. Great hard knockdown. RS again, nice 6p to go through the delayed string. Okay, beats the throw, should get a full combo, yeah, nice into direct effect. Stun dipper, late cancel.
Yeah.
Direct effect gets him in the corner now. Wow, just 6S.
Good
very,
first
very, Voltex, RC. Gets the plus into the far S. Far S again. Nice whip punish there from Anbi. He's right. Wow, he's so close to death here. Dragoi. He's going to have to make this next opportunity count. Oh! And he got the duck. He got
as well.
The Future Arc conversion there, that was sick. That Future Arc conversion was only possible due to the stun state he was in. That was sick.
Yeah.
That was sick.
Really good recognition there. Future Arc
So important
definitely
matchup.
Dense, yeah.
Yeah. Because Future Arc is so important because, especially as we've seen, Anbi very cautious mid-screen, he's neutral. You do see a lot of backdashes from him, and what does Future Arc beat? Backdash.
And especially with that charge state, it's like, okay, the reward from catching those backdashes multiplies exponentially.
Absolutely.
So a lot of backwards and forwards, gets the 5D. And again, Stun Dipper, RC has the 50 meter. He's ready to rock that option whenever he has that 50 meter on deck. Burst from Anbi. Tries to push him out, gets a trade, doesn't convert. 2P Abare, pushes back into the corner. My turn.
And you see that right there? What I was talking about earlier? He knows when to finish Blockstream Collect to force Anbi to whiff that 6H. Excellent work. Very, very soon, you might even see Anbi just opt not to even try punishing direct effect, rather just taking the minus frames and moving forward. Nice purple cancel. That's something we haven't seen very often, him trying to backdash the direct effect. Very susceptible to backdashing, actually. You might see that a bit more as Anbi's
especially when he's doing it at those further distances, you're backdashing out from towards the tip of the range of direct effect, so you're not actually like having to deal with the full active hitbox of direct effect when you're backdashing. So definitely for sure.
Dragoi. In this battle, the burst bait, Dragoi has definitely come out on top, 100%.
Yeah. He's definitely he's just playing really confidently. Like he's not been able to get snuffed out on Stun Dipper, and he's always been doing Stun Dipper with. There's even been moments like when we've had the wall transitions where, as we saw in one of the games which you managed to win, I think it was like game 2, he just did it from round start range. Because it's like, you've not demonstrated to me that you can put me in a situation for punishing, which I'm finding, too negligible. Any damage you do to me from these situations, I'm fine with. It's negligible.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And to be honest, he hasn't even been successfully punishing most of the time anyway, so I'm not surprised that Dragoi is going for the direct ender as often as he has been. Yeah, especially here from Anbi.
Risk gauge has been cranked up quite a fair bit, so he is going to explode if he manages to get opened up.
Especially in the corner as well. Flores, this could be it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Explosion. Explosion. Second round start, through to off.
Gets the sweep, throws the projectile on top of him. Jump D, ooh, cheeky.
Reset. Nice whip punish with the stun dipper. Rain traps with the 5k. Confidence here from Dragoi. And the burst bait, I'm telling you, the confidence is high. very, very high here from Dragoi. And then just no fear stun hit, but yeah. Because he knows he has the life lead. If he does eat a revolver combo, he's still okay. Nice 5k here from Anbi.
Gonna carry towards the corner. Gets the burst. He's gonna convert it into a wall splat off this.
Massively
bonus. Doesn't RC get a DB? Bro. Purple RC to extend. Try to put a white RC
there. Yeah. Nice dust combo. You should be able to get the boost back here. Oh no, opts for the heavy fireball instead. Fakes it. Goes for the phone. Another heavy fireball.
Blocks the lights. Yeah, oh my god, what a call out.
He actually gets hit by it. Oh no. He waited a long time just to see. He was waiting to see when Stun Dipper would come out. He was waiting for it. And then he's just moved forward just a tiny bit. And then he got sparked. This is looking rough here for Anbi.
If you told me at the end of this set, if you just reminded me that you thought that this was absolutely dreadful for Kai, I'd call you a liar. But Dragoi, it's like I said before, Dragoi, Kai, maybe not one of the best characters in the game. Definitely not one of the best characters in the game. But Dragoi as a player has definitely like made each element of his decision making shine. Like his meter usage has been perfect. Decision making on point.
Like right there. Baiting the burst again.
His engine is just, you know, going 6th gear, 100%.
200 mile an hour, mate. He's going to break the sound barrier. But Anbi here taking the first round.
And both still have bursts now, so this round possibly a little bit more backwards and forwards with both bursts being available. Can't hit 6. And there's that burst point again off that vortex. Being able to get that consistently. So in these kind of scenarios now, of course, we did see Anbi with 50 meter in that scenario. We're not really seeing that combo with Anbi going into purple RC into like to create that space to purposely whip any bursts or anything like that at all. And he's just been, like, Dragoi has just been able to rock on offense ever since that burst, but now with a side swap gets a big counter.
That's it. I think that's it. Yeah, there you go. Dragoi losing his first match of the evening, by the way. I want everyone to know that, yeah?
And that round was, like, as soon as he managed to get that throw to side swap in the corner, he pretty much managed to lock him down at that point then. Because he just, because he's been more aware of the sort of YRC situations. Like, that YRC, as soon as that happened, it was like, okay, the game's over.
Sure.
We definitely need to sort of have Anbi sniffing out those YRC tendencies in order to just be able to steal games. Because at this point, I don't think you're going to be able to take games from Dragoi with trying to have more sort of traditional, like, footsies plan. You're just going to have to go for a robbery at this point.
Yeah, for sure. Anything to take momentum, because Dragoi has all the momentum right now. Not even just from this match, but from the previous match as well. He's feeling like he's on cloud 9 right now. You can tell just from the way he's playing. See that? Just run up throw, no fear.
No fear.
Could have easily have just been a far S into confirm.
Yeah,
but
and with risk gauge at 90% as well, and he's just like, okay, you can hit me, I can explode like mad, but I'm just not going to. RC.
Baits a burst with an RC as well. No.
Oh my god, he's too... I don't know how somebody does this, man. Like, I think that's a crazy thing sat here as a commentator being like, of course you would do that. But to actually be able to do that in the driver's seat, madness.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know about anyone else, but I literally I'm struggling a lot to get a read on Dragoi right now. Even I'm sitting there and I'm like, this guy is just making all the right reads at the right time. Speaking of reads, good read on the throw there from Anbi. He should be able to get the round from this, and he does. Evening up the score is Anbi. Nice Fafnir. Approaching the Fafnir again.
Can't hit too deep. Dragoi's favourite part of his game plan, getting them can't hit 2Ds.
He loves a good sweep, doesn't he? He loves a good sweep. Gets the throw. Meaty setup with the fireball. Another sweep. Voltex doesn't get the full punish, but does keep the corner. Another sweep, heavy fireball. Sweep again. You have to wonder what it is that Anbi is trying to do during these 5K block streams that is forcing him to eat these sweeps. You know, whether it's a DP, whether it's a 5K, he hasn't really switched the game plan defensively. And Dragoi has just been exploiting that every single time. And he's just repeatedly got those sweeps into dire threats. And every knockdown is literally just proving dividends in terms of the way that he's controlling the pace of the match.
Yeah, like as soon as Dragoi's been able to actually start offensive game plan, he's stuck to him better than what I would expect Anbi to stick to him in terms of pressure. Like he's always been putting himself at pretty much his most optimal space at the end of a string, just to be like what you were saying before, spacing his direct collects perfectly so that he's able to continue pressure afterwards, being able to do stun dipper, red roaming cancel. He's glued to him better as a Kai than a Soul player should be gluing in this matchup, which is crazy to me.
That is another sweep here from but yeah, absolutely, mate, absolutely. He is. I mean, I'm pretty sure Anbi's been in the corner for most of this set, which, as I'm sure some of you Kai players are very well aware of, that's extremely hard to do. Sweet. You can just see it as well, the kind of, I want to say fear as well for Anbi, because as you saw earlier, he's literally ending his block strings in sweeps, and he's not even doing anything else. And that in and of itself is a big fault. First successful first bait of the night, Anbi.
Yep. You can kind of see that he went for it the first time round, and then he tried to go for it again. So, whilst not so much successful the first time, did manage to actually get it back the second time round, and has managed to continue on with this set. So, we're not quite done yet. Let's see if this is a major momentum shift now for Anbi. Let's see if he can sort of take that round energy and push it forward. I would like to see this set continue.
Absolutely, absolutely. What I will say is, even though he did score that burst bait towards the end, he has been trying quite a lot to get the burst bait. He's been trying for like 8 games, and he's got so far 2. So I would probably opt to not burst bait and to actually just continue combos and to force him to burst to rid him of that option.
The only time I would probably be opting to try and go for a burst bait is when you start, as I mentioned before, we've been seeing a lot of combos where he goes into Vortex and Dragoi has basically been using that as a guaranteed burst point in his combos when he's not been demonstrating a 50-meter option to whiff the burst in that sort of situation. So that, apart from what you said, I would opt not to try and go for burst points apart from that, because that seems to be a very consistent burst point there for Dragoi. RA5K gets a counter hit, red roaming cancel extension, goes for a side swap, whiffs the jump D.
Excellent IAD punish here from Dragoi. Heading back to mid-screen. This is the punish on the Sun Dipper. It is hard to do in stun state, but definitely doable assault. Should be able to get the corner here, and he does. Into Future Arc, and then crouch K, crouch D for the win.
And Dragoi's now on set point. I believe this is actually the first time he's managed to get to final set point. And he did manage to clean up that last game with clean 2 rounds in his favor.
Wow, that was a very, very low air throw. That was sick. Voltex and gets the side swap. Wake up DRC. Gets the press off the DRC. Excellent gold burst on the far S there. Another air throw. Dust. Spending all of his bar. Decent throw, this is it. And he's got to escape the corner as this is over. The set's over. Nice, escapes the corner.
Yep, just edge forward into Bandit just to get over the top of Dragoi and get back into that mid-screen space.
The conversion! This is it! Oh no, he's going to survive. He's going to survive. Magic Pixel. Now be careful, he's got 50% stun dip, but yeah. Oh! He'll get it anyway. There you go.
He'll get it anyway.
There you go. Excellent work there from Dragoi. Just so
the
confident.